Firstly, if you're watching this video, it's most likely that you are a dreamer. So welcome, dreamer, to this video. You have been drawn here because you are someone who receives dreams from heaven and from God. And so I want to share with you today a few indicators of dreams that are from God, as in Jesus Christ, and from the enemy. And then in between those can be dreams that are from yourself. So I want you to go ahead and click the thumbs up button, subscribe, and be sure to stay connected. Welcome to Fulfilling Life Friday. We're back, and just want to say a quick apology. Life happened, and different things in my life happened, and I had to put Fulfilling Life Friday to the side. However, there were podcast episodes that were released, and it's now connected to YouTube. And so you have the opportunity to stay connected in that space too. So since we last connected, and if you didn't watch my last Fulfilling Life Friday video, go watching that one because it's a precursor to this one, which is going to share with you the indicators that I have had when it comes to telling if dreams are from God, from myself, or from the enemy. So let's start with dreams from myself. So usually I know when a dream is based on my own intellect or myself is because I will have things that I was thinking about before I went to sleep, or that day or that week, show up in my dreams in a way that is, okay, that's from me, that's from me. And I've also had it where I was watching a show, and then the show showed up, certain things that are happening in the show showed up in my dreams. So this indicator for dreams from you, for your own intellect, your own thoughts, is based on the things that you encounter with your life, things that you encounter that are from things you watch or consume. And so we want to make sure, though, that when you're considering your dreams from yourself, you don't make a misinterpreted dream from God as a dream from you. So let's talk about dreams from God. So when you have a dream from God, you notice that you are going to have these metaphors, these different things that are happening, and you're wondering, what does that even mean? Now, dreams from you as a person, your own thoughts, can have this kind of reaction too, but the ones that are from God is, you know, there's a deeper meaning to the dream. You know that it's really vivid, it's really detailed, and so you want to make sure, okay, I need to capture this. In fact, when I've had dreams, I have had the ability, God has given me the ability to recognize in the dream, this is a dream that you need to retain, so be sure to take notes in a sense. But in the dream, I'm not taking notes. It's more of, I am thinking about the reality that when I wake up, I need to make sure I'm remembering this dream. So what I like to say, it's kind of like me internally in my dreams talking to the Holy Spirit and saying, let me remember this dream. But it's also God putting me on guard that you need to remember this dream and the content of these dreams, the details as well. So a dream from God is going to be very vivid. It's going to have a lot of details to it. It's often very metaphoric and have a lot of symbols in it. It's going to have different things that are very vast, kind of beyond your thinking, because God, the way He is, it's beyond our thinking. So dreams from Him are often beyond our thinking, the way that we process things, the thoughts that we think. And so really want to make sure that you are determining, is this dream from God? One thing I want to note is that when you have dreams from God, sometimes the enemy will try to make you think it's from him, because you can have dreams from God that are warnings, and he can reveal to you, this is upcoming, or this is the season of your life that you're in right now. This is something for your future. This is something for your now. So he can also reveal dreams that are very prophetic, where they'll show you, this is coming forth. This is what will come forth. And also maturing. This is how you need to grow. This is how you need to expand. This is what happens if you don't grow. I've had a lot of those dreams where it's the maturing dreams, and I'm looking at myself from when I was in high school, and I'm looking as the woman I am today. So these maturing dreams are going to be really important because God is giving you an opportunity to grow, to expand, and be a better woman or man of God. So you want to consider those kinds of dreams as well. And then when you're having dreams that are warnings, you also want to take heed. You want to make sure that you are asking God, what does this mean? Why not ask God himself, the interpreter of dreams, the one that gave you the dream, what it means? So a good practice is to ask God immediately, what did that dream mean? And sometimes the revelation can come swiftly, other times it can come later, and I can say later can be when it is years later, or when the time is right for God to reveal what was actually taking place in that dream and what it means for you currently or in your future. So you want to jot down your dreams, as I've always said. Jot down your dreams. Have a space in your phone, a notebook, have somewhere where you can jot down your dreams, so when the revelation comes, you can also jot down the interpretation. So what I do is I keep a record of all my dreams in my phone, and they're all dated according to what time I woke up, the actual day. And then if I ever come back with the interpretation, I'm sure to jot down the date, the time in which it happened, because then I can go and add in that new note, but still have that recollection of when that date was. So just good practice to do that. So another thing I want to chat about with you is when I have dreams from God, and this may be unique to me. God, when you have a dream from God, you'll have unique things that happen for you. But for me, I will feel a light pressing on my head. I can feel the presence of an angel, feel the presence of God in my room. It's not always that I have that presence there, but I will feel this light, calm presence in the room, and I know I'm most likely going to get a dream from the throne of heaven. And here's a tip. If you want to have more dreams from God, you can ask him for them. Thank you, God, for the ministering angels that will send the dreams to me directly from the throne of heaven. Just an example prayer. So that is how my atmosphere feels, how I can interpret it, and sometimes I feel light pressing on my head. So let's go into what dreams from the enemy are going to look like. Dreams from the enemy are very fast-paced, very dark in color, in addition to the concept and the content of it. So a dark dream, you can also have these emotions of fear, but not like God type of fear where you are having a healthy fear of God, where you want to obey, you want to do his will. It's more that you have this fear and anxiety that is overwhelming. That is a dream from the enemy. If you are being attacked in a dream, that is from the enemy. Why would God give you a dream in which you're being attacked? Unless it's a warning and he's saying the enemy is trying to attack you in this area. But in the dreams I've had from the enemy, a lot of the times I will experience a bit of warfare before I go to sleep. In addition to that, I will also feel sometimes a deep pressing, so a very abrasive and kind of pushing on my temples. And then I will also sometimes have visions of demonic things before I have these types of dreams. I want to leave this note here. I am sharing my experience, but your experience may be different. So ask God to make sure that he can share with you your indicators. I'm just sharing mine, but they may be similar or exactly different because they're unique to you. God works in different ways. So other indicators of dreams from the enemy is that I will have different feelings when I'm waking up. I have this feeling of anxiety and fear. So the emotions, the negative emotions that were in the dream, when I wake up, those emotions are still there. In fact, a lot of the dreams I know are from the enemy, those emotions don't just linger for a few seconds, it's a few minutes. Also, an indicator of a dream from the enemy is if in this dream you are sinning. So if you're sinning in this dream, number one, this can be the enemy trying to make a covenant with you. A covenant is basically like a agreement with you for something related to your life. So you want to wake up and cancel those things. Or it can mean that you are tied to a type of sin and they have this door in, so they are basically bragging about it in your dreams. So for example, I once had a dream where I was dressed in an inappropriate garment and it was black and lingerie. That was not me. But in the dream, the spirit was trying to get me to think it was me. So you really want to recognize these things, because the enemy is out there to form covenants in your dreams, in your actions, in the doors you open, but he's also intending to stop you from advancing, stop you from your destiny. So you want to make sure when you're having dreams from the enemy, you're asking God, is this a dream from the enemy, or was this a warning from you? Because if it's a warning from you, then I want to make sure I heed to the warning. If it's the enemy trying to make a covenant, I need to make sure I'm canceling that covenant before it moves forward. So really take heed to whether the dream is from God, from yourself, or from the enemy, because you will be able to consider what is currently taking place in your life, what is forthcoming in your life, and how to go about it. God gives instructions, warnings, insight, revelation, blessings in dreams. The enemy gives negative emotions, covenants that are not godly covenants, for destruction, to steal, kill, and destroy. Another dream I've had before on various occasions is people trying to steal in some way from me. That is from God, because it's a warning. And so because I've seen this dream, now I can know how to moving forward, canceling the enemy stealing things from me. So you also want to take heed to dreams from God that are training dreams. So something I personally asked God for and continue to ask God for is train me in my dreams. And so you want to also know when you're being trained by God himself in an area. For example, if you are someone who is having dreams about casting demons out, if you're having dreams about speaking on stages and evangelizing, this may be because God is trying to show you this is who you are. This is who I've called you to be. But again, making that distinction, making sure that enemy doesn't creep in and try to make this false prophecy about you. So anything that God says to you, confirm it with God, so that you can be sure of what he is trying to say to you. So I close this today. Please make sure to note your dreams, to take them seriously. Don't just wake up and say, oh, that was weird, I don't know what's going on in my life. Go ahead and jot those dreams down and ask God, is this from you? Is this from me, my weird thoughts? Or is this from the enemy? So I do hope you stay connected and subscribe. Be sure to go ahead and drop in your comments your thoughts on this video. And if you're a dreamer, welcome. And I'll see you next time on Fulfilling Life Friday.